Hey guys, what's up? How are you? Hope you guys are having an amazing one today. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jarrell, and in today's video we're going to be talking about all the products that I have been trying for a very long time now. So we have a lot to go through. I am going to talk about all the products, but I am mainly going to focus and really start with the products you can actually get at Sephora, since we do have the Sephora Savings Event. I hope that this is helpful just in case you were eyeing any of these products. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. Like and comment down below, hype up this video, you know, all the things that you can do for me so we can continue on growing this channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started now. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start with Dior foundations, and they went ahead and reformulated this foundation yet again. So we do have the Skin Wear, which is the matte formula, and this one is the Skin Glow, which is a glowy foundation. Of course, I did already do a short content wearing both of them side by side, and I also did a wear test. I also have dedicated videos to these foundations right here on my channel, just in case you guys want to check it out. And I did end up picking up the shade in 3WO, which it really works out for my skin. I absolutely love the undertone for this foundations for my complexion, so the shade, there's not a problem whatsoever. So after wearing it side by side, I do gotta say that I did not see a huge difference from one to the other one. Okay, maybe the glowy one in the outer part of my face did give me a little bit more glow, but the wear, it was pretty much the same. I do feel like this foundation in particular, both of them really accentuate the pores, and it's not a lot of blurring going on with these foundations and this formula. I do really like it, but I do feel like it also starts feeling a little bit heavy, maybe at the 7-hour mark. So it does have their pros and cons when it comes to this foundation. It is a very long lasting foundation, but again, it's not so blurring. So if you have larger pores like I do, especially right here around my nose and between my brows, they do tend to be a little bit more emphasized than with other foundations. So that's it when it comes to this foundation. I don't hate it, and I am not super in love with it. It's just like a right there in the middle for me. All right, another foundation that got reformulated is this one right here, which is the Giorgio Armani Luminous foundation, and I do have my shade in a 5.75. I did end up purchasing the 5.95, but that one was way too deep for me, and the undertone just did not match. This one, it's a little bit better. It is very flexible, and it does adjust to your skin tone. That is what I experienced. Even though it says that it's more of a golden finish, I do see it a little bit more neutral than golden, but again, it ended up working out for me. It always looks great after I finish doing my whole entire makeup. It really is a beautiful foundation. I do feel like the formula that we had before, it was like spectacular. I remember like really enjoying my skin and how glowy but not greasy. This one right here is still a very nice formula, but I do feel like the other formula was just a little bit better than this one, and a little bit long lasting than this one as well. So I went ahead and tried the new foundation from Rare Beauty. You guys already saw the video. If you guys haven't, go ahead and check it out, because I was able to swatch all of these 3 shades. The shade that I end up keeping and really enjoying is this one right here, which is in shade 21. It does have a little bit more of an olive undertone, which I really do enjoy as well. And this foundation really blew my mind when I first tried it. It was like super blurring. That is the foundation that I'm wearing again today. I absolutely love it, that it just really tames my sweats, my oils. It is not super matte and flat. It's not like dehydrating my skin. It doesn't feel like it's just getting all of my oils and the hydration from my skin away. It actually makes it feel and look really nice and hydrated, but matte at the same time. It is very blurring. I absolutely love that it looks like skin, and it just makes my skin look a lot better. I love that it's again a matte formula, but it's not like super flat. I love that it's a super lightweight as well. So this one from Rare Beauty really surprised me. I really did not have a lot of like expectations for this foundation. I didn't think that it was going to wow me the way that it did, and that it continues on wowing me every single time that I wear. I just feel like my skin is so good, and a little bit goes a long way. So I just pretty much did one pump for my whole entire face, and I really just focused this on the areas that I do need a little bit more coverage, like to cover my redness and my hyperpigmentation on the center of my face. And I just spread it out, and again, it just blends so easily with a brush or with a sponge. If you want a more natural look, definitely use a sponge, but if you want a little bit more coverage, like I wanted today a little bit more coverage, then go ahead and use the brush. By the way, the brush that they kindly sent with the foundation, it is absolutely fantastic. I love that it's pointy, that you can really get in there to blend in your concealer and also the foundation. Of course, it is really nice and soft. I have used it for other products. I don't know if you can tell. I think I used it also for blush. So it's a very nice, beautiful, like multitasking kind of brush. It doesn't have a lot of weight to it, but the bristles are really nice and soft, which it is my main concern. Anyways, love this brush as well. My number one foundation that I absolutely fell in love before the Rare Beauty was this one right here from Lisa Eldridge. I have tried it so many times and I am just blown away by the coverage that it gives me. By the way, all of the foundations are more of a medium and you can build it up to a fuller coverage. I absolutely love my medium coverage. So all of these foundations, when it comes to the coverage, are really doing that for me. This one right here in particular is really super lightweight. It is really nice and blurring, like very like for mature skin. If you are on your 40s and you need to try new foundation, definitely give this one right here from Lisa Eldridge a try. I did end up picking up the shade in 15, which is my perfect shade. I absolutely love the formula, the longevity of this foundation. It's amazing. It just makes my face look like I have a filter on. It's really nice and blurring in person and on camera as well. So it's just such a good foundation. So sorry that Sephora doesn't have it, but just in case you want to shop Lisa Eldridge and you have never tried this foundation, like I am like late to the game, okay? I'm really excited for this foundation. So I did try finally the contour stick from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I don't know if they actually came out with something new recently, but anyways, this one, it's really nice, especially if you want something to be a little bit more on the contour side, a little bit more like grayish tone for your medium skin tone like I am. I absolutely love the tone, the way that it blends into the skin, just the definition that it gives me. So if you're looking for a contour stick, this one right here from Anastasia Beverly Hills is really nice. So I have been really enjoying this one. This one right here has been the one that I have been reaching for the most. This one right here is from Westman Atelier, and it is the Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Toast, which it gives you like a little bit of a rosiness to your skin. It will give you a contour kind of look onto your face, but it's more of a really nice, beautiful, settle contour, and it's a really nice, beautiful shade for my skin tone. It's definitely more on the cooler side, as you can see here in the swatch, and I have been really enjoying this one. The formula, the shade, I didn't think that it was going to work out for me just because it looks so pinky and red on my skin, but once you blend it out, which it blends like an absolute dream, it works out so nicely. It's very natural. I absolutely love this one right here from Westman Atelier, and this is definitely the time to get it because is expensive. So I went ahead and used the Westman Atelier on the face today, but I wanted just to warm things up, and this one has been my go-to. So when I first got it, like the packaging just came out, it does feel like it doesn't have a lot of weight to it, I'm not gonna lie, but I do really enjoy like the color of the packaging, the fact that it's like a different shade comparing it to the contour shades that they do have in the foundation stick. This one right here just makes it so nice and beautiful. Like packaging wise, it's really nice. I just wish that it had a little bit more weight to it for being, you know, Christian Dior. But this is the Bronzing Balm, and I have been really enjoying this one, and this one is in the shade 03, which is the perfect shade for my skin tone. As you can see, it's so buttery, very nice, beautiful on the skin. It blends like an absolute dream. It is the perfect shade. I love that it has like a little bit of a caramel undertone for my skin tone. I love that so much. So it does give me a little bit of definition with a little bit of warmness as well, but not too warm that is like orangey, but just enough warmth to it. I absolutely love this one right here from Christian Dior. So good. I went ahead and tried this ones right here from Benefit Cosmetics. They are called the Juicy Stick Dewy Gel Cream Blush, and they are very nice and beautiful and more on the sheer side, but you can definitely build them up. I love that they are like marble. I don't know if you can tell. I went ahead and layered these two together, and it was just like so nice. Have a little bit more of an orangey golden brick kind of color, and it's called Foxxy. And this one right here is so much fun. This one is in the shade Krista. It is so perfect for spring. They are very nice and glowy. They actually blend into your skin so nicely. They are stained, so they are going to be very long lasting. I love the fact that they also work right on top of powder as well. You don't have to apply them like this like so much. You can actually just shear them out just by applying it with a brush. That's the way that I did it, and you can definitely build them up to your liking. liking. Absolutely love this ones right here from Benefit Cosmetics. They're really nice and fun. If you are into like jelly blushes with a cooling sensation that is going to be buildable and is more of a tint, definitely try to check this ones out from Benefit Cosmetics. So I went ahead and got this one a while back, and I don't think that I have actually talked about it, but I absolutely love the formula from Giorgio Armani when it comes to their blushes. This one is the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint, and I absolutely love the formula. I did apply this blush right here prior to the one that I do have on top of it, and I absolutely love the formula, how well it actually just works on my skin. They came out with new shades that I know that I'm going to really enjoy. If you have never tried this formula from Giorgio Armani, definitely give it a go because it is just so good. I absolutely love these blushes right here and the new shades. I cannot wait to try them for you guys. Anyways, I'm moving on to other products that I also try. A new shade in particular, which is this one right here from Natasha Denona. I did end up purchasing it from Sephora, but I do also have a code with Natasha Denona, which is Jarrell 10, and I absolutely love this shade in particular. I love the way that it actually looks on the skin. I do not have this blush on right now today because I decided to use other blushes, but this one is such a beautiful formula. I think that is going to be my go-to for spring and summer for sure. This one is going to actually move into my everyday drawer for sure, 100%. So I'm really happy with the formula in this shade in particular from Natasha Denona. I also tried this blush right here from Glossier, and oh my goodness, I would love to pick up more, but like no, I can't. Love this shade, which is in the shade Float. I think that is absolutely beautiful. It is really nice and bouncy. It feels like a cream, but it actually applies like a powder, but it's more of that blurring powder. It is so good, and it's really nice and beautiful, buildable and blurring on the skin, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to continue on using this blush right here from Glossier. My go-to blushes that I have been using a lot lately are these ones right here from Gucci. These ones are the glowy formula, and I love that it's like a really nice and beautiful like settle kind of glow. I did end up using the shade in 01 for today's look, which it looks like a little bit more of a lilac-y purpley kind of shade, but it looks really nice and beautiful and settle on the skin, and is so glowy, so nice and beautiful. I absolutely love these blushes. The way that they apply a little bit goes a long way. They are nice and buildable, and the glow, like the natural glow that it gives you with no glitter. I absolutely love this formula so much, and I also end up picking up other shades. So let me go ahead and just show you. This one is definitely one that I have been using lately as well with my more springy looks. Love this one, and this one is in the shade 02. The purpley one, by the way, is in the shade 01. And then this one, I remember picking it up at a different website because I don't think that this one in particular was on the Sephora's website, but it's a little bit more on the deeper side. If you are into like red blushes, then this one is definitely going to be your best friend. This one is in the shade 03. Love it. Very nice formula. They are super nice and pigmented. It's more of a red orangey kind of a blush. What a perfect blush for spring and summer as well. So yeah, these ones are going to move in my everyday drawer because I want to continue on just using them and enjoying them before I forget them because I end up buying other stuff. So I only have two bronzers to talk about, so let's go ahead and start with this one right here from Rare Beauty. This one is in the shade Warmed Up. It is definitely leaning a little bit more on the warmer side for sure. If you have neutral or cool undertones, I don't know if you can find a right shade for you, but this one right here did end up working out for me really nicely. I do feel like it does have a little bit more of that yellow like undertone that I do really like for my skin tone. They also kindly send the brush, which by the way, it is absolutely soft. I love their brushes because they are super soft on the skin. And this one right here, as you can see, is angled, but it's also a little bit more tapered. So if you want to make sure that you're not going too low on your cheeks, then this brush is going to be pretty much the perfect brush for you, as you can just apply it right on your cheekbones and just blend it up. Again, really nice and soft when it comes to the brush. And the bronzer, I really do like the formula. It's more of that creamy formula. Again, the shade is the perfect shade for my skin tone, but unfortunately I do feel like they do need to come out with like more neutral tone bronzers, especially for those of you that are more on the neutral and cool tone like I've mentioned. But yeah, really nice formula overall when it comes to the bronzer from Rare Beauty. So I did try the Saie Beauty bronzer, and this one is in the shade Amalfi. I absolutely love the tone for this bronzer. It's really nice and soft. It's definitely more of that baked formula for sure. It's a little bit more on the softer side. It's really really nice and beautiful and buildable, and you can never apply too much. As you can see, it is the perfect shade for my undertone as well, and I really do like the way that it just blends into the skin. It is super easy to use, so if you are a little bit heavy-handed when applying bronzer, this one is definitely going to be your perfect bronzer to go to, just because the formula is just so easy. You can never apply too much. It blends so nicely. Again, it is the perfect shade for me. Hopefully this shade continues on working out for me as I get a little bit more color on my skin, but we will see at the end of the summer. Right, so I did end up trying the new Patrick Ta blushes. I mean, these are just new shades. So when it comes to the formula, you guys already know how I feel about them. They are absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a cream and powder blush, this ones right here from Patrick Ta are so good. And they are definitely going to stay in my everyday drawer just because I do want to have them available for me. These are perfect for spring and summer for sure. I think that I'm going to be reaching for this one the most as, you know, like summer comes around. This one here is such a beautiful shade for my complexion. Really do like it. It's a little bit more on the cooler side, so maybe I don't think that I'm going to use it much versus this one right here. I think that finally this one is going to have its moment, which is soft launch. Finally, I'm going to be reaching for this one a little bit more since the weather is changing. You know, we tend to change things around as the weather change, and this one is definitely going to be used and loved a little bit more. I think that I am a little disappointed with this Chanel palette. I thought that it was going to be like the most amazing palette, like my first one was, like, you know, with all the golden and bronzy kind of highlighters that you can use on your face and on your eyes. This one right here, because of the color story, I don't think that I'm going to be reaching for this palette much, and I do feel so sad. I mean, I do really like it. I like the formula. I love that it's like really nice and blendable. I love that you can use it on the eyes and on your face as well, but it's just the color story that it just does not pull me in. You know what I mean? It's just not my vibe for sure. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and now talk about some eyeshadow palettes. Go ahead and start with the ones that you can actually get at Sephora. This one right here from Danessa Myricks. If you did not get the Lightworks Freedom palette from Danessa Myricks Volume 7, then you can go ahead and definitely get your hands on this one right here, especially if you are more into wearing colors that are a little bit more wearable, you know, for every single day. This palette right here is absolutely beautiful. Love the matte shades that we do have in this little mini palette and the metallic duochrome shades that we have, like with the sparkling and they're so good. They are absolutely beautiful. Love this little palette right here, which is part of the Freedom palette Everyday Magic. I absolutely love this little thing right here. Love the packaging. It's magnetic, really nice and beautiful, and the quality and formula is just outstanding from Danessa Myricks. Now moving on to Natasha Denona. Natasha Denona gave us quads and they changed the packaging. I really do like the packaging, especially because you are able to differentiate one from the other one because they are different colors. So I really do like that, but the price, it was just a little bit too much for me. Okay, it was a little bit too much for me. Yes, the pants are bigger for sure, and it does have a mirror, so they elevated the look when it comes to this little palette right here from Natasha Denona. But again, it's just the price. I just felt like it was way too much, especially when you can get the meaty palette for maybe $20 more than what this quad is, and you get so much more. So yeah, I was a little disappointed when it comes to the pricing. Pricing aside, the quality of these quads are absolutely fantastic, but it is Natasha Denona. I've never had an issue with her eyeshadow palettes, like different formulas that she has. I absolutely love it. So when it comes to the formula, I've never had an issue. This one's, of course, did not disappoint. They are repeat shades. Some of them are repeat shades, just in case. I did also do a whole entire video also venting a little bit on that video if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. But this quad, it has to be one of my favorites, which is the Rosy quad. I absolutely love it so much. I think that is absolutely fantastic. This is what I have on my eyes today. I decided to just use this 3 shades right here and just pair with a burgundy liner, which I am going to talk to you guys about in a little bit. But yeah, out of the 3, this one right here has to be my favorite. And then the next one that comes really close is the Cool palette. It's really nice and beautiful because I really do enjoy like a taupey kind of shade, and this one right here has to be it. And this brown, again, just being a little bit more on the cooler color side. It's really nice and beautiful. And then we have the nude palette, which is a little bit more like wearable, which this shade definitely is one of my favorites just because it does have like that caramelly kind of a tone to it, but it is a really nice, beautiful palette as well. I'm just ranking them as I use them and how I reach for them. It's really nice. They are really nice and beautiful when it comes to the formula. So hopefully you get to enjoy these quads right here with a little discount for sure. So now let's go ahead and move on to this ones right here that I did try from Kaja. They kindly sent me this ones right here for TikTok shop. I did try the formula. Super cute if you are looking like to travel with. They are definitely more like wearable if you are not super into like sparkling. You just want something super easy on the go, or just, you know, to go to work, or something that you can just put a quick look together. Then this ones are really nice to maybe have in your collection. But the sparkle is not like super wow for me because I really do like a really good like intense sparkle. These ones are definitely a little bit more on the wearable side, but really nice and cute for sure. All right, so another palette that I did try is this one right here from Viseart, and this one is called the Apricotine Lumiere, and it is again very similar to the ones from Kaja. They are very easy to wear, very simple, very light when it comes to the pigmentation. They are, yes, buildable, but they will not give you a lot of depth, except for of course using these colors right here on the end. It is really nice and wearable. Even like the darkest shade, it is really nice and beautiful. It's not going to be like super intense, especially pairing it with like a little bit more of the peachy shades for sure, especially if you're looking for something really soft, ethereal, very light on your eyes. Then this palette is definitely going to be your friend. I think that is currently sold out right now, but I am going to be linking everything down below, and I also do have a code with Viseart, which is Jarrell10 as well. So go ahead and check it out as well, just in case you are interested in picking up anything from Viseart. You can go ahead and use my code as well. But yeah, really nice palette, especially if you just want something super soft. All right, and the other palette that I did try finally was this one right here from Lisa Eldridge. I absolutely love. I think that it's such a beautiful palette. This one is called the Betty palette. It doesn't have any mattes. They are more of a satin finish, the ones on the top, and this one's right here does have a little sparkle to it. It's really nice, beautiful, wearable. You can just do like a one and done, and it's really fantastic, especially if you are into like color but you don't want it to be like super bold and intense. You just want something a little bit more like wearable. This ones are definitely going to be it. I love this little palette from Lisa Eldridge. I'm so happy that I do have Betty in my collection now. So let's go ahead and talk about these palettes right here from Huda Beauty. These ones are the shade in Pound Cake and Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom hasn't even been used yet, so I'm only going to talk about Pancake right here. I did end up using this powder but with a puff, and definitely that was a big no for me, just because I did feel like it just made my under eyes look so heavy, and like very like my lines were like super intense, and I didn't really like that. But the best way to actually use this powder is with a brush, something that's a little bit more on the fluffy side, something that is not going to give you like a lot of coverage. This one right here is from BK Beauty 113 brush, and it's just really to touch up. It gives you that blurring effect for sure. I don't think that I will use this powder the way that I use the Luciding powder from Huda Beauty, which is something that she did say that this is like the Luciding powder, but I do feel like we cannot use it the same way. If you are going to be using this powder, which is the pressed powder formula of the Luciding powder, then definitely use a brush. It looks absolutely beautiful, very nice and perfected. I mean, look at that, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I did not think that these powders right here were going to be like one of my favorite powders of all times. If you are aging along with me, okay, your skin is changing just like mine is, you are switching things around, you still want to use powder because you're still a little bit more on the oily side, you don't want something heavy, these powders right here from Dior are going to be your absolutely best friend. I can use this ones right here with a puff, and it looks so nice. It never feels heavy, it never feels drying, it never feels like it is too much. It really cleans up like the lines right here, just to give you that sharp like look on your skin. It looks absolutely perfected, so nice. And it is the most beautiful, super lightweight. It does have that Dior perfume, so if you're not into that, then you're not going to like this one. But out of the two, this one has been my most used. More of a radiant finishing powder for me. I go in with a brush like this. I go around my cheeks just to give me that glow back to my skin. But it's not a highlighter. It's more of a finishing powder. It gives you more of a natural finish. Like, it just gives that youthness back to your skin, and it looks absolutely fantastic. It is so beautiful, and I am obsessed with this powder. I have used it so much, especially when I am using a matte foundation. I just want to give that, you know, like life back to my skin. This one has been the one that I have been reaching for. The Dior Forever Nude Radiance Powder. Absolutely fantastic. Love this powder so much. I think it is the most beautiful thing ever. Go ahead and talk about this ones right here, which are the Armani 24/7 Liquid Stick. And I did use all these 4 sheets as well as the brown one that I have used the most. I don't think that they are promoting this ones right here to be used on my waterline or tightline, but I did use them and they work just fine as well. And they are very nice and long lasting. But mostly is to like create that wing liner like I did today. I did use this shade in particular, which it has been my go-to, especially if I'm doing something super soft on the eyes, which is a little bit more of a wine burgundy kind of color. Love it against my brown eyes so much. I think that is really nice and beautiful. It gives you like a little bit of a pop of color, but it's a little bit more wearable, and this one has been my go-to. I do really like that it's more of an angle. I've used it so many times and it has not lost its shape, and I really do like that. Definitely make sure to keep them closed, because I did forget to close one of them and it ended up drying out so fast. So make sure that you are keeping them nice and close. And it does also have a brush, which I also have been using. I love that they are a little bit more on the softer side, but they are also very nice and packed, so you are able to clean out that wing or smoke it out if that is what you wish to do. I really do like the brush. Again, it's really nice and soft. What I end up realizing that the deeper shades are definitely going to work a little bit better to create that wing versus the lightest shades. I do feel like you have to go over a couple of times. It ends up drying out and then starts flaking a little bit. When they're a little bit tricky to use the lightest shade. That was just my experience. But you guys, that is it for my speed review. It was a lot. I feel like I've been talking for so long. My throat is actually like a little dry right now, but I just hope that this video is helpful for you, especially if you are like buying certain things on Sephora, if you just wanted to add certain products to your list based on my speed reviews. Hope that you find this helpful. But you guys, that is it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love, your time, and support. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, and I will see you next time. Bye.